So, when are you gonna get me into trouble? Imagine getting sued by Rupert.
Yo! You let him shit on you, piss on you.
I would rather Rupert getting sued by Rupert. Yay! You know it's a lifetime thing, man. You go to court for 20 years. Yo, trying to pay off. Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, I would got to know. Forget it.
Yeah.
Podcast and chill. Mac G.
What do you mean, ladies and gentlemen? I got a special guest in the building. So nice to finally speak to someone who's more controversial than me, eh?
You're nasty.
Hey, Jackie.
But I'm innocent.
Nah, you think?
Somebody called me Dennis the Menace on Twitter.
Why would they call you that?
I don't know. Maybe for that statement that you just made.
All right, in case you don't know who this is.
Quite fair.
She's an author of some of the most controversial books to come out of SA. You got 4 books now, ne?
Correct, yes.
I Tweet What I Like, Bear 1, Bear 2, and...
So Bear 1 is called Bear the Blesses Game.
Uh-huh.
Bear 2 is called Bear the Cradle of the Hockey Club.
Yeah.
And now Bear 3 is called Bear Ego.
And I'm hoping by the end of this podcast, you're going to give me the address for the hockey club.
Yo.
I need to go there.
You know how desperate people are to go to the hockey club now, especially because it's lockdown?
Yeah.
They just want to find a way to make extra money.
Yeah.
You should see my DMs.
And the hockey club is still running now during lockdown?
Yeah, no, I mean...
You're kidding.
Remember, these are private estates and private houses. So anybody can get picked up and dropped off. It's big
But
mansion.
Corona doesn't care.
I mean, people are still having braais. People want to go to church. They don't care about Corona.
Yeah.
They just want to live.
Wow.
And because now people don't have jobs, they don't know what to do. The next best thing is to get somebody who can pay for your life for you right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that the easiest thing we can
No,
do?
I get so. But before we get into all of that, we got to have a shot of grandeur, man. Have you ever had grandeur before?
No.
All right, cool. We're going to have a shot. I think I'm going to need a shot.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I'm going to need a shot for this episode because it's about to get lit.
You are like that toxic friend. You know, you're like peer pressure kind of guy.
Nah, not even. All right. How's that?
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like that guy at the club. Got 2. One more shot.
You know, I was that girl who was screaming, yo, 2020 is my year. I was doing this. So now you're taking me back there. Congratulations.
Here we go. We drink what we like.
Yeah,
Let's
for
go.
sure. Whew.
Woo! That was
Not as
good.
bad as tequila. That's
Oh, yeah.
But man,
No, it's nice, clean.
you want to get me drunk and start saying things I shouldn't be saying.
Stuff that you haven't said in your book already. Come on now. Anyway, cool. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
So when do you meet your ex-husband then? So the friend, ne? The friend introduces you.
He was not my husband, guys. He treated me like I'm his wife.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
That he did.
Yeah.
So when I finished school in the Free State, I came back to Joburg, and my parents were living in Western area at this time. And my dad had just changed careers from the army. He was studying mining at Wits. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. What are you going to do with your life? I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to model. So now the person who introduced me to modeling first, because I was so skinny and athletic, was a girl I was dating back in school.
Oh, you were dating her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, I dated girls and boys.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's boarding school. You do what you want.
Yeah.
You just do what you want. And besides, nobody's going to tell your parents.
Yes.
Okay, I think my dad's going to see this interview, but... Dude,
Yeah.
I'm not living in your house anymore.
Yeah.
But so my girlfriend back then introduced me to modeling and said, dude, you're tall, you're very athletic, you could do like an Adidas commercial, a Nike something, you could do that, right? I'm like, I don't even know any. It's like, do you know Naomi Campbell? Do you know Bobby Brown? Do you know these people? Like, I'm like, nah, I don't. And she started showing me a catalog of stuff. I'm like, oh, this is actually cool. So they get clothes. I thought I was going to get clothes because I only got clothes once a year. And so I was like, oh, most probably I could do that if I'm going to get clothes. Then we tried a couple of agencies in Braamfontein, in Rosebank, and Randburg, and we would use the train from Western area to Park Station.
Okay.
And we tried it, and luckily I got jobs. Like the first 6 months I arrived in Joburg, and then I stayed with a friend of mine who was now a friend of the guy that I met.
Okay.
Because they played golf together.
I see.
He was a private banker. So he knew all the rich guys by virtue of him working at the private bank. He was their banker.
Yeah.
So he was very young. You know those smart kids who finish varsity very quickly at the age of like 25, 26. He's already working at the bank and things are looking good for him. But his family was moneyed as well. Because he finished like school when he was like 17. He finished his degree when he was 22.
This is your blesser. You
No. The boy
who knows
the guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had a wealthy background. So
I see.
He could get the jobs easier, you know? So he was working at a private bank.
So you're going to just buy a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was my friend's boyfriend. So the friend that I was living with.
Shabalestine.
No. For example, MacG, let's say we are friends, right?
Yeah.
And you're dating Karabo, right? Karabo's boyfriend introduces me to the guy. You get me? So no, I didn't. No.
Yeah.
No, so he introduced us to the guy. And then
Does this guy have a name?
Guys, I call him Tim.
Tim. So that's the guy. We're going to call him Tim for the sake
We'll
of the
call
podcast.
him Tim for the sake of the podcast.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So when you meet Tim, are you exposed to any kind of like blesser? Because I don't know.
No, I didn't know what that is.
Yeah.
No.
Me, I got introduced to it by Kanye. You know what I mean? Kanye Mbao.
I didn't even know Kanye at that time.
Okay.
So I was very aloof. I didn't know what was happening.
So what does he say to you?
No, okay, for the sake of the podcast, we'll call the friend Paul, right?
Paul, yeah.
The guy who introduces me to Tim, right?
Yeah.
So he says, we're going to go play golf on Friday, so you guys can come for dinner, right? I'm like, oh, golf where? You know? It's like, no, just look on the internet what golf is, because I didn't know what golf is.
Yeah.
I knew what tennis is, because that's what I played. I didn't know what golf was. And it's like, no, this is what happens. After that, we have dinner at the halfway house and these drinks. And I'm like, oh, I don't drink. I play sports. I study. That's all I do. And it's like, no, you don't have to drink. Just relax. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then he picks us up. I didn't even know there was a car called an Aston Martin. I had never.
Aston Martin.
Yeah, I had never in my life, okay, seen a guy that young drive a car like that.
Fuck me.
Not the car I knew in the 1400. Like, that's the car I knew. 1400 or Mazda or something. So I even had to Google what that thing was because I thought, is this like a concept car?
And who's driving this car, Tim or Paul?
He's driving. He's taking us to Tim, where Tim is. So Tim was at Bryanston Country Club. So I'm like, and at that time I had an afro. I was very skinny, you know, but I was a bit yellow bony. I was borderline yellow bony and cream and fresh, you know. And I'm like, ay man, this car. You know when you're sitting in the car and you feel like one mistake. You will fly out of the window because this thing is so fast.
Yeah.
And he's like enjoying himself. You can see he's laid back. He's playing music. And I'm like, okay. We get to Bryanston.
We're going to go see the guy now.
Go parking. And I'm like, president, VIP. What? I get it, you know, clubs have their people. So they've got the club names. I'm like, Rapaka Felamu. And they're like, no, there's members parking. Get a member. What do you do to be a member? Do you have 50K? Get it for what? Memberizamu. You need 50K. Plus, you know, starting point. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we get inside. And then you see all these gentlemen who play golf with their golf attires. And
How old are you this time?
19. Because I had been in Joburg for a full year and a half at that time.
It's like you in a music video.
Yeah. No, my life is a movie. So we are then introduced because they were just chilling, having drinks, but they were still wearing their golf attires. And because the previous night, this friend of mine had taught me some etiquette. You know, you sit and you study what's going to happen tomorrow.
Oh, so he was grooming you.
No, the girl was grooming me, the girlfriend.
Okay.
So she said, okay, you can't put your hands on the table when we're eating. You can't finish a drink. You need to drink to a certain... No, you don't finish a drink.
Wow.
You drink to a certain level, and then your guest will call the waiter to come fill your drink up. How was about
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, you don't put your hands on the table. You put it on your thigh.
Yeah.
Or you push your hands backwards.
Wow.
But you don't lean into the table. So she was teaching me all this etiquette. And we went online, we watched videos, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it. And then she taught me about like wines and champagnes. But then it was like a crash course because she did it over like a period of a week. Proper crash course. And then what food to eat what with, what underwear to wear when you're going where. Because
But at this point, aren't you thinking, what the fuck am I getting myself into? That I have to do a crash course?
Not in my head, we're going to play a sport.
Oh.
We're going to a sports field. That's what's in my head.
Okay.
I didn't think, I'm going to meet a man or I'm going to be... No, I'm going to a sports field.
Okay, get you.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of go, our makeup and powder was literally baby powder. Literally baby powder. We didn't have MAC and whatever they have, Estrelade or whatever. We didn't have that. So no such lip gloss and baby powder. You are right. Or a Pond's, you know. You're fine.
Yeah.
So I was literally like that. And I see these guys, they've got other girls who had arrived earlier on who are sitting there. And I'm like, when are we going to play? Or when are we watching them play? Who's playing, Kanti? Like, they're like, no, it's just a dinner, relax. And then obviously when you're being introduced to someone, there's a specific person who has interest in you. So now and again, they'll ask you if you're okay. They'll ask you what you want to eat. And I had studied his dress code by virtue of the stuff that I was studying throughout the week to meet these people. So I realized that he's wearing a really expensive watch. So that was like my...
Kind of like this one.
No. You wouldn't be sitting in that chair. No. Like he was literally like wearing a Breitling, which is far more expensive than a Rolex.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's more expensive than a Rolex. And I'm like, this is weird, but okay.
Yeah.
So he's like really chatting me up, but you don't see anything else. He's not very flamboyant with his outfit. He's literally just wearing jeans at the time and a golf shirt, like a Nike golf shirt or something. So you don't see anything. Then, fine, we have the dinner. It's okay. Doesn't ask for my number. Says nothing. The following day, he delivered. We are in Braamfontein, right?
Yeah.
The following day, then delivers like perfume. Naked lacy, hoity-toity. Like a ShopRite, it was 14 Rand back then. I don't know how much it is now. And he delivers like perfume. So Paul brings a box of something. And I'm like, dude, what is this? And he's like, no, remember that gentleman that you saw yesterday? He said I should give this to you.
Tim.
Tim. He said I should give this to you and he would like to have dinner with you tonight. Dinner way. Momori flete mo. Retlo jamo more jan di noodles le magwenye. Otlo jamo. I don't know. No. He wants to take you somewhere. I'm like, no, I'm not going there. Like that guy gave me the creeps and I better watch it that you were speaking about Horiatura and I googled it and what and what. It's like, no, he's very adamant. He's very serious. So I opened the perfume and I'm like, I still can't even really pronounce the name of that perfume because I was just in utter shock. I was like, what the heck? But I found out like 5 years later that perfume costed like 25,000 back in the day. Yeah. Later on.
That's your rent for the whole year.
No, when I wanted to buy it for myself, I'm like, for thank wait, let me go find that sauce. That thing was the one. And I look online and I'm like, dollars? How? Kanjan, we dollars here in South Africa.
Did you end up going to the dinner?
Yes, I went the following day and he picked me up. That's where I saw a Maserati for the first time in my life.
So you've seen now Aston Martin. Here's a Maserati.
And I'm like, Aki saya ko pri, Aki saya ko noord.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm not going there. Did the taxi driver ba go tshwara maoto le matsogo, and they ask you for change and you're screaming, "Ke re, a ke mo."
How was the dinner? What does he say at the dinner?
No, the dinner was very frank, very gentlemanly, but it was very straightforward. That okay, I like you. I want to date you. I want you to be my girlfriend.
He doesn't tell you he's got a wife at that time.
No. We dated for a year. I didn't know.
Wow.
That's how he knew how to orchestrate things very well.
Is Tim still alive?
Yes, he is.
What does he think when he hears you telling the
Yo,
story?
he tried to kill me.
You
In
kidding?
the first book, yo, that guy. Remember, I dated this guy for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot happened in the 4 years.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
Okay? And I ended up knowing the way he runs his business, what he
Yes.
does in his business, how he makes the money.
Because he's there when the phone calls are happening.
Yeah, like at night, in the morning, we're there, we travel together, it's a thing, you know? So I ended up knowing too much. When he found out, when I decided to leave the relationship, he was not really happy. But he was not happy because he was already sleeping with men. Yeah, that's where the hockey club comes from. He was already sleeping with like younger guys. That's why only now I understood why that guy was driving an Aston Martin at the age of 25.
Oh, he was giving it up.
Yes. So he was sleeping with all these rich guys and all these politicians to have access. For an example, you've got those politicians that have access to celebrities, right?
Yeah.
You see them at the dinners, at the weddings, that, Minister so-and-so came to my dinner, my party, my bride, you know?
Yeah.
But that's always part of socializing, trying to find ways where you're least powerful so that those people who are in powerful positions in that industry.
How did he try to kill you?
He tried to run me over. He wanted people to shoot me. He tried to poison me when I was traveling. He got my hotel room.
Wait.
It's a lot.
Is he doing this when you're still together or
When I was away, when the book was coming out.
So the book is coming out. How are you having dinner with him?
No. I mean, like, the dinner happened when you're talking about the first interaction, right? Remember the introduction where I got introduced. That's how I got introduced to him. Then we dated for like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Right? But then when I left the relationship, he wanted to literally slaughter me.
But how does he get access of you? So are you still seeing him?
But we live in Johannesburg. Anybody has access, especially when you've got that power and money. Anybody has access.
So even after
Your
he left,
ex-girlfriend can find you, man. Yeah, you understand?
so even after he left, he tracked you down.
Yeah, I mean, these people were selling organs. They were sleeping with a lot of people. You know, they were sleeping with a lot of celebrities. They were paying for their hotels. They was paying for their flamboyant life. I mean, we all know we're in the industry.
Yeah.
When you're presenting a show, you don't make 50,000.
No, not at all.
You understand?
Not at all.
You don't. But because we live in a world where you want to show people that, oh my God, I'm on TV, I've made it, you have to have somebody who supplements that life.
Yeah.
So he was part of that flock of men who supplemented a lot of popular people's lives, men and females, not just females only, you know. And I got to see that, oh, you're actually very famous, but you're very poor.
My thing is, how are you able to sit there and still tell the story when he's still out there, like, and write books? You know what I mean?
You win some, you lose some. I'm just fortunate that I don't literally come from a family of cowards. Like, all my family members come from like.
Are you
police or
afraid? Are you
military.
afraid every single day of your life?
I was the first 6 months when the book came out.
So now you no longer.
Nah,
They can't touch you now.
they could try. Well, they still try.
They still try.
They still try because they're thinking that at any given time I would slip and release a name. I could sit here in this interview and get too drunk and slip a name.
Okay, so your safeguard is the fact that you haven't released any
I have
names.
not released any names.
Oh.
I've used like studio names, like I've changed people's names. But
So what happens if you release the names then?
do you think I'll be sitting here quite freely? It won't happen. It's their bread and butter. And
Don't you guys like when you get into this life? Isn't there NDA you have to sign?
now they do now, but this is now what 2012.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Now they do. I mean, I also make my own friends sign NDAs.
Yeah.
You know, own friends, people that I've known for like 10, 15 years. Now they're signing NDAs. I'm like, all the pictures that you have of me, all the videos, all the recordings, you can't post that. You can't, when we're at my father's house, you can't post pictures. You understand? When I'm with a boyfriend in the house, you can't, So everybody signs an NDA now. Well, if you've got a sane mind.
Okay, take me back to, because the story about how you left him is crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
Please take me back to that day, and just describe what happened, because that deserves to be in a movie. That's a Netflix special.
For sure. So this guy, we're in this relationship for 3.5 years. There's a part where I do get pregnant, obviously, because, when things are nice, uvula yonke into.
So, Neasha Sonor.
Yonke into the lights go on, dude. You're sleeping in Naples. You're sleeping in Naples. You're in Italy. You're in France. And you think, where are you going to get like South African condoms in France?
Choice.
Are you serious?
You should have called me. I'd rock the girls
Like
back
in
then.
30 minutes, you're going on a yacht somewhere. Who's asking you for your condom and morning after pills?
Yeah,
Are you not even thinking about that, dude?
Yeah.
Just thinking about the heavens opening up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's all.
you in this relationship?
Yeah, so I do fall pregnant, right? I had already known about the wife. The introduction had happened. So everything was clear at the time. So
how was that introduction? What did the wife say?
let me finish this one.
But was she shocked though? Oh, she's like, I'm used to it. You're just another one.
Okay, I'll come back to that. I won't forget. I'll note it.
All right, see.
So I get pregnant. He doesn't like it. He feels like, oh no, shit, that's gonna like
Fuck
mess
up his whole thing.
The whole thing, because I really want a fun relationship. My kids are like already in like high school and going to varsity.
The key of this thing, you mustn't get pregnant.
Yeah, you cannot get pregnant. You're literally there for entertainment purposes. You're there for the joy and the celebrations and.
What did Kanyambao say? You are the waiter, no?
Hey, you're the server.
Yeah, the server.
Hey, you serve. So being pregnant puts him in a difficult position, because now he is obliged to take care of you by the law. Maintenance, what, and now there's wills and insurance and all these things. He doesn't want that responsibility. He wants to use you for the time being when you are hired. You are the hired sexual help. That's what you are. So when that happened, he lost his mind. He said no. And then he dragged me. And then when he dragged me, I felt, obviously you sleep. And then he hired a private nurse to orchestrate the illegal abortion. So when I woke up, the baby was gone.
Fuck me.
And then this happened now at St. Morning Mediclinic. So you had it.
And you wanted to keep the baby?
Dude, you're pregnant. You have not even decided. Like in that week when he found out, he flipping turned the tables. I didn't have time to decide shit. I had just found out and I just told him, and then he decided for me.
That's crazy.
And then the crazy part is he wants everything to be normal. You're going out, you're going to look great. You put on makeup, you put on the weave. That's why I hate weave now. Like, I literally went back to my own hair. I was like, fuck it. Because I just felt like it was like a shield. It's a mask. It's like a pretense. Like, you feel like you're masquerading something.
So you first track, now you're like, I gotta leave this guy.
Yeah, I gotta leave. He's becoming very... I mean, my car had a tracker, my cell phone had a tracker. There were cameras in my house looking at me in the house. Cameras at the gate.
Check. This happened.
Yeah, for sure. I had cameras at the gate when I come in, when I come out, what time, who comes in, what number plate are you driving. Even if it's like, back then there was no Uber, it was just a meter cab. He would know. And then in the house, when you're cooking, the camera is watching. When you're showering, the camera, he knows what you do at what time. So I just got sick of it because I was really getting sick. I was becoming an alcoholic. I couldn't sleep anymore. I was always very anxious. And this guy had a fetish of, you know, when people pee on you.
What?
Guys, people have money.
He would pee on you. Tim.
Yeah. He had like a fetish of like, you know, when you give somebody a blowjob. And quite frankly, I was really good at it.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's
Okay,
see.
let me just drink. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay, let me just drink.
That's crazy.
So he would have this thing of just like peeing on my thighs.
So you just whip his dick out and start peeing.
Bam!
Like while
There
you're having
goes your
dinner.
anaconda. I would just lie there on top of the bed or on the couch or wherever.
Oh, so this is like when you guys are getting intimate.
Yes. But
So
it
why
had
is
to
he peeing on
happen
your-
because he liked it.
Why is he peeing on your thighs?
He liked it. I don't know. Maybe it was something in his psyche that made him visualize certain things a certain way.
First time that happens, what's going
I
through your mind?
cried.
You cried.
Yeah. No, I think the first, second time, and the third time, I really just cried because I was like,
Aren't you
I've
like, hey, dude, what are you
never-
doing?
I was like, I have never seen shit like this. Even in porn, I have never seen.
Yeah.
And you could see the excitement and the zeal in his eye and the sparkle he had. Like, he was really.
Did he shit on you?
No, he didn't. But I know girls who have been shitted on.
That's.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
That happened in Cape Town, actually. Where they actually shit on one of our favorite celebrities.
So when he. Ooh.
I'll just drink again. Oh, wow.
What are you saying, Jackie? What are you saying?
Why
Why can't you just give us the name? It's not like they watch this show.
How many times should I go to court, guys? You know, they know me at Randbeck, Magistrate Court. They know me at High Court. Do you understand? Yeah, so. Do you understand? The people who know me.
Let me put some tonic there.
Oh, I even forgot. No, I can't go to High Court again.
How do you shit on an
Human
A-list
Rights
celebrity?
Commission and,
How do you shit on an A-list celebrity? Like literally.
No, you're A-list by virtue of social media. You're not A-list amongst the rich. The rich are A-list.
Do
They
you,
have the bank to prove it. You have what? Followers? No, honey, you're not A-list.
do you go crazy like when you see all these celebrities that do this shit, but you can't say their names?
I
Like, no.
laugh.
You laugh.
I'm like, oh, we all been there. Welcome.
How many of these Instagram girls are into the blessy life?
I would say 80%.
80%.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
They
this-
do have people who pay for their lifestyles. South African endorsements don't give you leeway of R1 million per endorsement. So your lifestyle audit would not amount to the stuff that you're living on. Let's do a quick audit, just 10 seconds. Where you live, plus minus 10,000 minimum, right? The car you drive, most of them drive Mercedes-Benz, Range Rovers, G-Wagons, GTIs, CLAs, right? That car on its own is nothing less than 700,000.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maintenance on that car, insurance on that car, monthly repayments, okay? And then you still have the guts to eat at fancy restaurants, champagne, all your posts is champagne. I mean, you can't pop a bottle every day. And then a Gucci bag people think is 15,000. It's not. It's 70,000 rand.
Wow.
A Louis Vuitton bag is 90,000 rand, 80,000 rand, 70,000 rand minimum. And you have 10 and 15 of those. What job are you doing? You want to tell me that small little water campaign where you're posting a water bottle or a face wash gives you R1 million?
You know what I just realized? We know you're a cock teaser. We're not.
No, okay.
She gives you just, Mara, not the whole thing.
The whole thing. Okay, you tell me. There was, in the middle of this corona, you have no job. How many times did you post in this middle of this corona? To be affording a lifestyle, 100,000.
What do you say to slave queens that say, when are you just a bitter old retired slave queen? Let us
honey.
live. This is what we want to do.
Honey, I survived and I got a career. What do you have?
But if I want to be a slave queen, I want to be
Then
a
do
slave
it,
queen.
my darling. Because remember, the clock works different. You might see 2 o'clock. To somebody else, it's not 2 o'clock. You might survive. I might not survive. I was smart that after that I got an education. I went to school. And then I used that whole mess and I created what I want to create. Other people have mental issues. They commit suicide. They've got AIDS. They've got babies they don't want. They get kicked out. They don't want to go back home. I was lucky I could get out and do something. Others don't. Others die in the process. You know, there are girls now who look hella beautiful on Instagram, but they've got AIDS. At the age of 21, 22, how many abortions do you have that you volunteered? Because rich guys want to have sex without condoms, dude. They won't buy you like an iPhone. Guys, you know you need insurance for iPhone because it's like 30,000. You understand? So if somebody says, I'm going to buy this thing for you cash today, all I need you to do is to have unprotected sex with me and then we're good. Or I need you to tell your friend to come sleep with me. So you literally selling out your friend. How many girls have you seen who got raped by virtue of their friend allowing the rape to happen? You understand? Your friend's selling you out. So, yes, I'm okay with being called names. Fine, sharp. Nobody has died from that. But my worry is there are girls who genuinely don't know. They just don't know. It's a friend, it's a brother, it's a colleague, it's Paul who just throws them in. There are girls who volunteer, who really do just like, I wanted to fight Zobona Pambil. Fine, sharp. I respect them equally. You've got the knowledge and you don't have the knowledge. But those who don't have the knowledge and do things because they don't know, those are the people I write for. But those who say, I've been doing it, it's been working, sharp. How far will that go? Is it consistent? Because, for an example, you see real influencers. There are real influencers. Like what Kimang?
Saralanga, yes. Yeah.
Those girls, we can say they understand the business of social media. We can say, to a certain extent, we can. But there are those girls who just post for pictures. And once the posting is done and they want to step onto the next level, there's nobody's going to fund that hotel stay, that holiday, that car that you want to post in, the white sheets. People are about to post minky. I can't understand why. Because minky is so warm. They want those white cotton, Egyptian cottons, you know? And just because you want that, how far are you willing to go? Are you willing to sleep with people without condom? Are you willing to have orgies that you don't consent to? Are you willing to sleep with a guy who says, I'm married, but it's fine, I'll give you 5,000? Are you willing to be shitted on? Are you willing to be left in different countries? You know how many girls who send me messages saying that they're stuck in different provinces, they can't come back? But they took them to East London or Durban or wherever, and then they slept with them. Now they were just deserted at a hotel with a bill. Imagine. So, yeah, other people can do it, and they successfully do it correctly. Well, correctly according to them. But there are those who just don't know. It's good to make a decision when you have the knowledge. Don't make a decision and you're like, I had no idea.
How much of the stuff you write in your books is fictional and fact?
Fact is probably about 80%. 20% is imaginary. Like if maybe I change the color of a car, an address, a name.
So this is stuff that you went through.
It's me and my friends. So I used myself as the main characters and I added other people's research into it.
Tell me about the River Club.
Oh my God, we are gonna get drunk.
Hey, the River Club sounds lit.
So, other people have different names for it. But by virtue of intellectual property, I decided to coin my own name. And I said, fine, it's a hockey club. But it's equal to...
It's the hockey club. No, I keep saying the River Club. Sorry, man.
No, the River Club is a place.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
The and a golf club. Yeah. So I coined it because there was just so much... There were so many words that were thrown around. There's what the others call it the presidential cartel. You've seen that on Instagram somewhere. Where now, like you would...
Did you go there with Tim?
Yeah, the first time, yes.
First time.
I went there 3 or 4 times.
What does he say? Does he prepare you?
You do really get schooled to go there.
Oh, so what does he say to you?
So obviously it's the common things like what to wear, what to eat. They do a credit check, they do a criminal check because you really, yeah.
For real?
Yeah, because you're really amongst like it's like when you just get credited, right? But socially credited to get into certain spaces with certain powerful people. So they want to know everything about it.
Yeah. They want to be safe.
Yeah, they really want to be safe. Imagine if you're sitting with the deputy president, but it's not a political climate situation. It's a social gathering. You know what you could do to his
So
career.
you had to go through all of that?
Yeah, you go through all of that. And then, obviously, there's the sex orgies. There's the
Wait,
sex
before we get
auctions.
into that. So Tim says, okay, baby, we're going to the hockey club. You need
He
to
doesn't
dress.
tell you on the spot because then you would tell your friends. You are told an hour before.
But they've done the credit check.
Yeah, they've done it.
Okay, so now we are going there.
We are going.
What's happening?
So you dress up, right? It's usually like formal, really formal.
Yeah.
A car picks you up. The windows are usually tinted, so you really don't see much.
And you with Tim in the car.
Yeah, you're with Tim in the car. You get to the house. I know I've spoken about Bryanston because Bryanston is the closest one to
100%,
me.
yeah.
That's where I am. But there is one in Cape Town and there is one in KZN.
Limpopo.
And Limpopo and East London.
I just made that up.
Not East London, Polokwane.
I just made that up, by the way. I didn't know.
No, Polokwane. Come on, there's so many funny things that are happening in Polokwane.
For real.
Yeah.
That's my hometown, yo.
How many? Oh, then it becomes so obvious if I say how many or what are they?
How many were?
Hey.
Hey, cock teaser. Hey!
How many influential people do you know from Polokwane? Just
Julius.
Top three. Just give me top 3.
Julius Malema.
Top 3. Another one.
Julius. I don't know a lot, actually. But I'm aloof to the whole...
I'm actually
I
good
don't know.
friends with Julius, so...
Yeah, I don't know most of these people, so you're asking the wrong person. But anyway, so you get to
So you
Bryanston.
get there. You usually have your ID or something to prove identity, but they have done a credit check and a criminal check and whatever else they want to check.
So yeah, there's bouncers and everything.
Yeah, for sure. It's like super lockdown. Like it's locked down, that place. You just don't walk in as if Uyakumarava start.
Is this house owned by someone or it's like...
It's owned by a collective.
Oh.
So it's, let's say there's like 15 wealthy people. They furnish it. They renovate it according to what they want.
And they have the money, they care.
I mean, like if Kinali 100 million.
Yeah, what's a house?
2 million Kenya, you Kenya 2 million.
Yeah.
You know, there's 15 of us. We renovated, it's a triple story, we put in beds, nice things, so that we can it's like our private entertainment space.
So you get in the house?
You get in the house, obviously there's other people that you might know who are very powerful, influential, business, private, corporate people.
Is there anyone you saw where you're like, whoa?
Hey. For sure.
Who
I
is
was
it?
like, when the other day you were doing that interview, independent. You're independent. And you are here with us.
Yeah.
You.
So when Tim walks in, everybody knows, okay, you are Tim's girl.
Yeah, they do. They know, okay, that's... But the thing is, in the hockey club, even though people know that you belong to someone, somebody can still say...
I want you.
They can.
Tell me about the room where they're having orgies and stuff.
It's really a big house, so you don't feel lost in the house, right? It's big. There's probably like 10 or 15 rooms in the house, bedrooms.
Wow.
So you don't feel like people can see you, so that's why anybody can do what they want. So at first you have the dinner, everybody's introduced to...
Oh, there's a dinner.
It's like when you go to the Grand, you get to eat and then you watch the strip club, right?
Yes,
The
yes.
strip show, sorry. So it's equal like that. You are fed. There are chefs, you eat, there are drinks,
Ooh.
there's bartenders, people who serve you. You just don't go serve you. You're a flipping millionaire. You don't serve yourself. You're servants, you know?
Dude, but when you get for the first time, aren't you thinking, what the fuck is this?
You know what I thought? I thought the Great Gatsby. I'm like, here, in Johannesburg. Yeah, I thought the Great Gatsby. It looked beautiful. I had never seen a house like that in my life. I had never seen opulence like that. I had never seen entertainment, sexual entertainment like that. I've dated a girl, but that's nothing compared what to these people do, what gets done on them, what they request, and how girls are so open to just whatever.
And famous girls are there.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Remember, they just don't get girls from the street. They get girls that are good competition. For an example, hence this new book is called Ego. So if you are a politician, you have political power, but you don't have the economy, right? You don't have the money. You're not like a Rupert. You understand what I'm saying? So this is just
Rupert was there?
hypothetical. No, this is hypothetical. I'm making an example. So whenever you want to get me into trouble, imagine getting sued by Rupert.
Yo!
Nkampaka tunusa, yo. Okay.
You let him shit on you, piss on you.
I would rather Rupert getting sued by Rupert. Yay! It's a lifetime thing that you go to court for 20 years. Yo, trying to pay off. Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, I would get to know. Forget it.
Yeah.
So, for an example, you'd have a politician. They have political power or influence.
Yes.
He's got economic power. And then you've got the celebrities. Should we continue?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't worry, it's the other camera.
Then you've got the celebrities who have pop culture power.
Yes.
So
Which is a currency.
It's a currency.
It's a currency, yeah.
It's a currency because you don't want to be a politician, but you're not a cool politician. You want to be seen to be like, that's why I'm backsealing backs. You understand what I'm saying? You want to be seen as a cool politician who's accessible to their people. So you've got those three people who blend. And then you've got the club owners in between.
Are the celebrities there for entertainment or they are plus ones?
We all fall under one category because we don't have money. Okay? We've got star power. We don't have money. So, gosh, I'm not even going to say Rupert. People like him, Rupert. This is just an example.
Yeah.
Control all of us.
Yeah.
Because they've got that $1 billion price tag. Right? They are the ones who say when what happens. And then the politicians, celebrities just populate it. Right?
We're like pawns.
Yes, we're all pawns. So, for an example, during that night or that whole hockey club situation, the people who have money will say, if let's say a politician comes with a hot girl, like proper hot girl, this guy will say, dude, I want. But you're still driving that 2007 Mercedes.
Hey, my father was rich.
I can give you a G-Wagon. This is now a billionaire telling a politician he can give him a G-Wagon.
So we're trading.
It's a trade.
Because they just want to smash.
Yeah. Remember, it's also a manly ego thing.
Yeah.
Patriarchy.
Yes.
Yeah, you think you have power because you are a minister.
Yeah, I can shit on your girl.
But dude, give me that. I'll show you. And then now you're thinking...
Were you ever a part of that? Did someone trade you? Did Tim trade you?
Yeah, for sure.
He traded you.
I mean, I was this guy for 3.5 years.
He traded you. Is it the minister that raped you?
The minister that raped me, I was in high school.
Oh.
Yeah. That's after I had that bad sexual encounter. That was my second sexual encounter.
How do you meet this minister?
At a club, a strip club in Bloom. The soccer players were around.
Is he still the minister now?
No, it's not. There was a reshuffle.
That's crazy. How does a minister even get to do that?
No, how do men get to do that? It's a men thing. It's a male thing.
Jackie, you've seen life, eh?
No, I've lived. I'm 32. All of this happened from when I was 19 till 27.
So why don't you come out? With all this GBV.
People don't understand, right? If I come out today and say, a Paul raped me, for example, right? Yeah, I'll be cool on social media for 5 minutes. But then you've got the criminal justice to deal with, you've got politics, you've got family safety, and you've got money. Rape in our country is a game of money. So even if you've got evidence, you've got DNA, or you fell pregnant, there's whatever, it will still sway on the person who has money. So even if you come and say, but I've got footage, sometimes footage doesn't have audio. You know that? Mm-hmm. He could have just said it was consent. You can see you're not resisting.
But don't you think you coming out will go a long way in trying to change that?
No, it doesn't mean anything.
Because you have influence, Jackie.
I do have influence, but it doesn't mean anything. In court, it's
because, think about it. If you were to go out and say, listen, this minister raped me, how many other girls do you think could say the same thing?
Do you know how many other girls would get killed in the process of proving one person's right? So are you willing to be right in front of the public, or are you willing to have peace for the greater good? There's a difference in coming out with gender-based violence. If it happened today, for sure, do it. This happened, 15 years ago?
It still happened, though.
But it still happened. However, there's different dynamics. Where am I going to get the DNA? Where am I going to get people who are strong like me, who will vouch for my character as character witnesses? People break in court. It's what you can prove, not what you say. And they make sure that you break. And there are people who can say, today I'm strong, but for the next 6 months in court, will I be strong? For the next 2 years in court, will I be strong? I can be strong today, but it can take 3 years. In 3 years, will you have your sanity? Will your family be safe? You going against a politician, they kill themselves. They kill amongst themselves. How many people have died on Greyston Drive because they were assassinated? I almost got assassinated 3 times. And people thought that, it was my crazy sugar daddy. No, it was my rapist who was trying to make sure that my books don't come out. Yes, we can say, yeah, but you write things that are controversial. You poke the bear, you poke the snake. But just by me not even mentioning a name, I tried to get killed 3 times in a space of 2 weeks.
So why not mention the name? You're already trying to get killed.
There's a difference. That's a sad part of being me. Yes, I do have influence. I can literally call anybody and say, cool, dude. But there is my family that I'm playing cards with. I don't care about the country and their opinion and public opinion. Shut up. I get screwed every day on Twitter. It's fine. If I were to fight against this specific politician for the next 5 or 6 years, that's how long it will take. It will not take a year. A simple protection order in this country takes a year to fight against, right? My protection order took about 3 years. I won't even mention the names. A rape case will take 6 to 10 years. What will be happening to my family in that 10 years? These are young kids who know nothing about what happened to me, except what they read. So I am destroying 6 people's lives, including my father, my grandmother, and everybody else involved. And in the process, I will get killed.
But don't you think your books do that already?
My books evoke conversations that are important for different kinds of people. Young people, politicians, slave queens, business people, friends, all kinds of people. That is the point. The point is to educate.
So do you have a line where you say, okay, cool. Like now you're saying you cannot disclose any names.
I cannot.
What other lines do you have?
I don't have other lines.
You just can't disclose names.
Yeah, that's the only thing I will not bet on. Not that I won't change my mind in a year. Who knows?
Can't you change your mind on this podcast?
Nah. Nah.
That's crazy.
No, that's the only line I don't cross. But I do tell places, street names, houses. I do say, if you really dig deep into my books, you will really get descriptions that are very vivid, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. You would even see the celebrities that I talk about and the ministers and politicians that I talk about. It's so easy.
But then if it's so easy, then why don't you just say it?
Because we still have that South Africa that has that Bill of Rights. This is South Africa. We have the Bill of Rights. We've got the Constitution. you've got the human rights.
Are you still friends with these blessers?
The guy that I dated, I'm not friends with. But I do know of people who date younger girls that I'm quite frequent because they give me
Who?
are
Kenny
sources.
Gulen.
I've been friends with Queenie for about 7-8 years.
So he's one of them.
Yeah. Kenny's a good friend. I know Serge as well.
Serge. Oh, Serge.
I know
Yes.
Serge.
He was on Third Degree. No, not Third Degree. What was that show on ETV?
What is it?
Yeah, but I remember him. Yes.
It was like Third Degree, something special assignment.
Special.
Is it special assignment?
Special edition or something.
Assignment.
Yeah, I remember him.
I know Kinimbi.
Kinimbi.
They tell me things because I'm
You know,
not
I
in the
sat
game
next to-
anymore, so they tell me things.
I sat next to Ginimbi at last year's Devon July. Hey, how we missed Devon to July, eh?
We're not going to Devon July anymore. Sorry. Okay.
What would you change about like your experience? Is there anything that you enjoyed, disliked about the Blesser game?
The traveling was good. Khona no yo patala 100,000.
Tell me a good, a nice weekend. Fuck all the bullshit with Tim. Like what you guys would get up
The
to.
good thing, the guy was really very charismatic. I like guys who possess a lot of power. I like them. I won't lie. I like them. They're very appealing. He was borderline narcissistic and egotistical. It can be really it could be alluring. He smelled good. Yo! You know a drop panties kind of guy?
Yeah.
That guy! Ivumba. When he steps out of the car, you can say yes and please at any time. Any flipping time. And
That time I'm using Brute.
assembly, no. I don't want to lie. That guy taught me perfume. Yeah. From a male perspective and female, like he made sure that all is well. Taking care of yourself, where to buy the best things, where to travel. I don't do the Mauritius and Seychelles bullshit. I don't do that.
Tell me a weekend. I want to know a weekend with Tim. How was it like? Would you go to a game lodge?
I mean, it was not like every weekend.
Yeah, but tell me a good weekend.
A good weekend that I liked was when we went to Clarence.
Oh, I love Clarence, but they're
Yeah.
racist there. Hey.
But we're not when you have money, racism surpasses you because you're the clever blacks.
Hey!
You understand? So when you've got money and
Are you listening, Tawang?
and you pull up in a Porsche, the whites are like, yes, pass.
Yeah.
Because you're there to pay.
Yeah.
You understand?
Put money in their pockets.
You are there to pay.
Yeah.
And they see it.
I
So
get you.
they hold back on
Yeah.
the racism.
Yeah.
You understand? Maybe you'll get it, maybe get breakfast when your food is not done correctly. But very quickly when you call and they see which room number, sorted. Very quickly.
Takes a back seat.
Takes a back seat. I enjoyed that.
What happened in Clarence?
No, we flew into Clarence with the chopper.
You just woke up and you're
We
like,
woke up that morning. We had breakfast, and he was like, I want to show you a bit of South Africa that you have not seen. And it's very close by. I'm like, close by where? Everybody thinks Cape Town,
Yeah.
George, nah. It's like, nah, there's a small place. I'm like, small place? It's like, no, I've got a small place that I own somewhere. I'm like, you own? It's like, yeah. And we flew to Clarence, and he owns like a little townhouse by the golf course.
is that when he peed on you?
No, God, that guy peed on me in the fucking king. That place in Cape Town, one and only.
What else did he do? Like, did you guys do anal, all that stuff?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just that I don't have a fetish for anal.
But he would suggest it.
Yeah, but I would have to really drink a lot so that I don't remember it.
So at this point, whatever he wants, whether it's anal, shitting, pissing, you have to do it.
But there you are there to serve.
You can't say, no, I'm not
No,
into
to
this.
who? To who? Who's your father, Wena? Who's your father?
What happens when you say no?
You don't get to say no.
You're like a slave.
You are. You don't get to say no. Imagine you being in a foreign country or foreign province, right? This is the first time maybe go George, right? You're in a hotel, you're there for 7 days or 5 days. And the first night you say no. How are you going to get back home? Like, the first night you say no. And you're looking at, you still have 4 more days.
Did you ever enjoy having sex with him?
Of course, yeah. No, he was good when he was doing the right things.
Oh, so he'd go down on you and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure. That was great though. He was good at that.
Yeah.
And he took his time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Was he hanging like?
I always suspected that he uses like the blue pill.
The blue pill. That's a thing?
Yeah. I suspected it.
Why would you suspect that?
Because every time, like just before sex, he would just disappear for like 10 minutes.
Oh, to take some Viagra.
Yeah, I think he did. There were times where he didn't use it, like maybe when we were just like hanging in the car, driving to Polokwane, Venda, wherever, like for a weekend or whatever. But
So if you were driving and you say, suck my dick, you'd have to suck it.
no, I would do it voluntarily.
Hey,
Come on, suck it, daddy.
Suck on sight.
When I'm a G, imagine here you are sitting in a Porsche Cayenne. You understand? You've got like Tom Ford on your boots. Like now I'm wearing like Timberlands, you know? But you got Tom Ford on your boots and you are like smelling good, you're looking nice. And you just see daddy in the sun driving. What's your responsibility?
You can